You probably think it's normal to slow down after 70. A little stiffness, a little forgetfulness, maybe needing help with a few things here and there. After all, isn't that just what getting older means? But what if I told you that out there are people in their late 70s, even well into their 80s, who are still walking every morning without a cane, remembering every birthday without a second thought, climbing stairs with no help and no hesitation, and not because they're lucky, not because of some expensive treatment or magical gene, but simply because they've been doing something differently for years. Not magic, not miracle cures, just small, consistent habits, the kind most people overlook, the kind that you could start today. This isn't about chasing youth or pretending to be 30 again. It's about understanding the real secrets that keep the body strong, the mind sharp, and the spirit vibrant, at a time when so many others are fading quiet. Science has already shown us the difference between someone who barely makes it to 75 and someone who thrives well into their 85th year. And it's not about luck, and it's not about money. So if you're here, if you're watching this and you're over 60, or you love someone who is, stay with me, because what we're about to share could change the way you experience aging. More importantly, it could add more life to your years, not just years to your life. Before we dive into the real reasons why some people stay strong while others don't, let me ask you something. Where are you watching this from? Let us know in the comments below. And if you find value in these insights, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more elderly wisdom, motivation, and science-backed health strategies to people just like you. Now let's talk about what really separates the strong, sharp, independent 80-year-olds from the ones who struggle to get out of bed each morning. And it all starts with the power of movement. Not just any movement, but intentional, consistent daily walking. One of the biggest myths about aging is the belief that slowing down is inevitable, that we should take it easy, rest more, move less. But that's exactly how strength and vitality start to vanish. Researchers at Harvard followed over 5,000 seniors across the US and discovered something striking. The #1 predictor of physical independence at age 80 wasn't their genetics. It wasn't their diet, and it wasn't their income. It was how much they walked every day in their 60s and 70s. Take Mary, for instance. She's 82 years old, lives in Portland, and every single morning, rain or shine, she walks her dog. She doesn't run marathons. She doesn't hit the gym for hours. She just walks around the block, to the corner store, down the hallway when the weather's bad, but she never stopped. And that's her secret. One morning, someone asked her how she managed to move so well at her age. Her answer was beautifully simple. I never stopped. Walking strengthens your heart, sharpens your mind, improves your balance, and keeps your muscles alive. A study published in the Journal of Neurology found that seniors who walked just 30 minutes a day had a 40% lower risk of developing dementia compared to those who didn't. It's not about walking far or fast. It's about walking consistently, letting each small step add up to a stronger tomorrow. And if you haven't been moving much lately, don't worry. Start small, a 5-minute stroll after breakfast, a slow loop around the block after dinner, because every step you take sends a powerful message to your body and brain. I'm still here, I'm still strong, but movement alone isn't enough. Let's talk about another hidden key to longevity that most strong seniors quietly share: grip strength. It might sound strange at first. What could the strength of your hands possibly have to do with your overall health? As it turns out, everything. According to a groundbreaking 25-year study published in The Lancet, grip strength is one of the most accurate predictors of how long someone will live, even more predictive than blood pressure. Why? Because grip strength reflects your total body strength and the health of the nervous system pathways that connect your brain to your muscles. Let me tell you about James. He's 79 and lives in Chicago. Every morning before reading the paper, he spends 5 minutes squeezing a rubber ball in his hands. He's been doing it since he was 65. He says it helps him open stubborn jars, carry groceries easily, and keep his hands feeling young. But what he didn't realize until his doctor pointed it out was that this simple daily ritual was also strengthening his brain, protecting his balance, and lowering his risk of serious falls. You see, when your hands are weak, it's usually a signal that your arms are weak, your legs are weakening, and your stability is slipping quietly away. And that's exactly how independence begins to erode. Not in big dramatic events, but in small, unnoticed declines. So if you find yourself struggling to open jars, fumbling to lift bags, or noticing your hands tiring faster than they used to, don't brush it off. Take it as a sign to act. Start simple. Practice squeezing a stress ball or a rolled-up towel. Carry shopping bags with purpose instead of letting someone else do it. Use hand grippers, because the strength you build in those small, quiet moments will ripple outward, supporting your entire body's strength and balance. And here's something most people don't realize. Improving grip strength doesn't just make you physically stronger, it boosts your confidence too. You start feeling more capable, you stand a little taller, you move with a little more certainty. That small inner shift, it spreads into everything, your energy, your posture, your sleep, even your mindset. Because the body isn't just a machine, it's a living story written by your habits. And after 60, every habit you cultivate either protects your independence or quietly surrenders it. Now let's pause here for a moment. We've talked about two simple, powerful, science-backed practices that can dramatically transform the way you age: daily walking and grip strength training. And we're just getting started, because the next secret we're going to uncover isn't about muscles at all. It's about something deeper, something most people don't even notice until it begins to slip away. Something that if you start nurturing now can keep you sharp, resilient, and full of vitality well into your 80s and beyond. So we've talked about walking and grip strength, two powerful, often underestimated habits that help seniors stay strong and independent well into their 80s. But physical health is only one side of the coin. Because what truly separates someone who thrives after 70 from someone who struggles isn't just hidden in their muscles, it's found in their balance. Let me ask you something gently. When was the last time you stood on one leg, not as part of a workout, not because someone told you to, but simply to test your body's quiet ability to stay centered on its own? Your ability to balance might not seem like a big deal today, but in truth, it could be one of the clearest windows into your future health. Studies published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found something astonishing. Seniors who could not balance on one foot for at least 10 seconds had a significantly higher risk of dying within the next 7 years compared to those who could. Let that sink in. Just 10 seconds standing on one foot. Now let me tell you about Edna. She's 76 years old, lives in beautiful Vancouver, and every morning while brushing her teeth, she balances on one leg for 30 seconds. Then she switches sides. It's a tiny habit barely noticeable to anyone but her, but she has done it every day for years. And in those years, Edna hasn't had a single fall. Meanwhile, her neighbor Helen, same age, same background, recently fell just trying to answer the door. One misstep, one fractured hip, and her life changed overnight. Trading freedom for recovery, trading long walks for a walker. One final silent truth about balance. You don't realize how much you rely on it until it slips away. Balance isn't just about your legs. It's your core, your nervous system, your brain, all working together like an invisible symphony. And when even one piece weakens, everything else suffers. That's why so many seniors begin to fear movement. They lose their confidence. And when confidence fades, independence isn't far behind. But the good news? You can rebuild balance at any age. Right now, if you can, stand up. Lift one foot just a few inches off the floor. Can you hold it for 10 seconds without wobbling? If it's hard, don't feel discouraged. That's just your body speaking up, asking for a little more attention, a little more care. Start small. Stand near a wall or a sturdy chair. Practice a few seconds a day. Walk heel to toe down the hallway. Try gentle Tai Chi or even slow, graceful dancing. The body adapts faster than you think. Every day you train your balance, you regain confidence, you reduce your fall risk, and you move closer to real freedom, the kind that lets you reach for the door, climb the stairs, explore your world without fear holding you back. And speaking of freedom, there's another invisible thread that ties everything together. Something that affects almost every senior I've ever met, even those who seem perfectly healthy on the outside. I'm talking about sleep. Most people assume that poor sleep is simply a normal part of aging. But the truth is, it's not. Poor sleep after 70 isn't normal. It's a warning sign. It quietly chips away at your memory, your heart, your immune system, and your emotional resilience. It doesn't shout, it whispers, and those whispers, over time, can take years off your life. Let me introduce you to Henry and Bill, two men, both 78, living under the Arizona sun. Henry sleeps about 7 hours a night, almost always goes to bed around the same time and wakes up naturally without an alarm. Bill, on the other hand, tosses and turns, struggles to fall asleep, wakes up exhausted even after 9 hours in bed. Now, guess who has higher blood pressure? Who struggles more with memory? Who feels more fatigued getting through a simple day? It's Bill. Every time. And it's no coincidence. Poor sleep has been linked to a much higher risk of Alzheimer's, heart disease, even depression. The worst part? It sneaks up on you so quietly that many don't realize how far it's dragged them down until it's too late. But the good news is, this too can be changed. And no, I'm not talking about sleeping pills. True healing sleep starts with rhythm. It starts with giving your body the consistent patterns it craves. Set a bedtime and protect it. Turn off screens an hour before bed. No phones, no bright lights. Dim the room. Sip a calming herbal tea. Read a real paper book. Listen to soft music or slow your breathing with a simple, gentle exercise. Let your body know it's safe to let go of the day. Most importantly, listen carefully. If you are waking up tired, lying awake for hours, feeling restless night after night, it's not just aging, it's your body asking, pleading for a little help. Just like walking strengthens your legs and balance strengthens your courage, tending to your sleep strengthens your mind and spirit. And when sleep improves, everything else follows. Your mood lifts, your memory sharpens, your energy returns, you stop dragging yourself through the day, you start enjoying it again. Deep, restful sleep is the closest thing we have to a reset button for aging. And the best part, it doesn't cost a dime. You just have to defend it like the treasure it is. Now, we've talked about 4 powerful, interconnected habits: daily walking, grip strength training, balance building, and sleep protection. Each one supports the next. Each one lays a brick on the road to strength, independence, and vitality after 70. But we are not finished yet, because there's still one final, often overlooked piece to this puzzle, a piece that's hiding in plain sight, waiting quietly for those who are willing to see it. So far, we've talked about walking, about grip strength, about balance, about sleep. The quiet heroes behind every 80-year-old who still moves with purpose, who still smiles with clarity. But now let's go deeper, because staying strong after 70 isn't just about the muscles you can flex or the steps you can count. It's also about how your body fuels itself from the inside, and more importantly, how it gently asks for help when things start to change. And one of the clearest, most overlooked signs of that change is your appetite. Maybe you've thought to yourself, I'm just not as hungry these days. But that's normal, right? But what if I told you that a declining appetite after 70 isn't just a harmless side effect of aging? It can be one of the very first whispers that your body is struggling. What most people don't realize is that losing interest in food isn't just about taste buds or mood swings. It's your body's quiet way of saying, I'm not absorbing what I need anymore. I'm not as strong as I used to be. Let me tell you about Margaret. She's 83, lives in Minnesota, and until last year, she was the heart of every family gathering. The one stirring pots of stew, baking cookies, laughing over shared meals with her grandchildren. Then slowly, without anyone noticing at first, she began skipping breakfast. Then lunch. Even when her daughter brought over her favorite homemade dishes, Margaret only picked at them. At first, everyone thought it was no big deal, just a phase. But within a few months, Margaret lost over 10 pounds. Her skin grew thin, her voice lost its energy. She became more tired, more fragile. And then one winter morning, a simple respiratory infection landed her in the hospital, her body too weak to fight it off. You see, when you eat less, you absorb less. Fewer nutrients reach your muscles, your brain, your immune system. Bit by bit, the body you've spent decades building begins to weaken. And the worst part? It often happens so slowly, so quietly, you don't notice until something breaks. So here's what to look for. If you or someone you love starts skipping meals, loses weight without trying, or feels full after just a few bites, don't dismiss it as just getting older. It could be a sign of digestive changes, early cognitive shifts, or deeper absorption problems that need real attention. The good news is you don't need to force down mountains of food. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. Small, nutrient-dense meals can work wonders. Think soft-cooked vegetables, hearty soups with lentils, yogurt with seeds, avocado toast, scrambled eggs with spinach, little meals packed with goodness, easy to digest, full of life. And even more important than what you eat is how you eat. Eat outside when the sun is warm on your face. Eat while listening to music you love. Call a grandchild while you sip your tea. Laugh, share stories, make meals moments again, not just chores. Because food isn't just fuel, it's connection. And people who stay connected stay stronger. But even that isn't the full picture. Because now we come to the final piece of this puzzle. One that doesn't fit neatly into any diet plan, any exercise routine, or any vitamin bottle. It's your mindset. the emotional strength you carry quietly inside you every day. You've probably noticed it too. Two people, both in their 70s or 80s, one lights up the room the moment they enter. They laugh easily, they ask questions, their eyes sparkle with curiosity. The other, withdrawn, quiet, heavy somehow even without saying a word. Studies have shown again and again, seniors who maintain a positive, emotionally stable mindset live not just longer, but better. Because stress, unchecked sadness, chronic loneliness, these things don't just make you feel bad, they physically damage your cells. They suppress your immune system, they quicken decline. In fact, Harvard researchers found that loneliness increases the risk of death more than smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's how powerful emotional isolation can be. But here's the hopeful part. Emotional strength can be built, just like muscle. Let's talk about George. He's 80 now, living in California. A few years back, after his wife passed away, he fell into a long gray fog. The TV stayed on, the curtains stayed closed, days blurred together. He spoke less, moved less, smiled less, until one afternoon a neighbor knocked on his door and asked if he might like to help out at a small community garden. George didn't want to, but something deep inside, the part of him that still remembered hope, nudged him to say yes. It started small. Planting tomatoes, quiet conversations between rows of green, weekly coffee after the work was done. And now, 2 years later, George isn't just gardening. He's teaching others how to compost, how to plant, how to nurture. His laugh is easy again, his color has returned, his blood pressure is down, his nights are restful. His life is life alive again, and it all began with one fragile yes. That's the power of connection, of purpose, of choosing, even when it's hard, to keep showing up for your own life. So ask yourself, what do I look forward to each morning? If nothing comes to mind right away, don't be alarmed, but take that question seriously. You deserve more than getting through the day. You deserve anticipation, excitement, small joys that sparkle through your mornings. Maybe it's tending a garden, calling an old friend, writing down memories for your grandchildren, painting badly but joyfully, adopting a dog, volunteering once a week, laughing again, sharing stories again, moving, breathing, connecting again. Because the strongest seniors at 80 aren't chasing after lost youth. They're living now, with intention, with heart, with an unbreakable willingness to stay engaged with life. They walk every day, they protect their sleep like a sacred ritual. They feed their bodies with real, loving nourishment. They train their balance, they tend to their spirits, and most importantly, they keep choosing to show up. Every morning, every hour, every breath. That quiet, consistent choice to stay curious, to stay open, to keep caring is the hidden superpower behind thriving at 80, at 85, at 90 and beyond. And it's never, ever too late to start. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which of these habits do you already practice? Which one surprised you? Which one are you inspired to start today? Let's keep this conversation alive in the comments. And if you found value in this journey we've walked together, please like this video, subscribe for more insights, motivation, and real-life lessons from those who have lived deeply and fully. Here, we share the truth, not just about aging, but about living, about strength, dignity, connection, and joy. Here's to living wisely, walking with confidence, and thriving, not just surviving, after 70. Your best years are still ahead. Let's walk them together.